All right, hey guys, welcome back to Get Going Fast. We made it back to another Monday. It's amazing how fast the weeks go. Okay, beginning of every week, I'm like, oh my God, we got all week, and then next thing you know, the week's just about over, and we're starting a new one. So time marches on. Get going fast. We made it back to another Monday. See, we're over here. We're doing good. We're scammed in. We'll do this. Okay, close up this. Beginning every week, I'm like, do you? All right, looks like we got 3 people waiting. So if you are here, be sure to pop in, say hi. Good to have you back. I've got some light things going on. I've actually never done the live stream this on time before. And evidently I need to push it out a little bit further because of the sun. See that? The sun is right there. So, the early bird may get the worm, but the early Gary here is getting the light spots. So, at any rate, welcome. I guess get off that. There we go. Welcome back. So, last week had some good stuff that happened and good to be around, although you guys know I had face issues, okay? Not just the looks, which is kind of a normal issue, but it had some dental stuff. So we got that taken care of today. If my tongue lolls out of my head, that's just because I'm all numb today. So we still was able to get quite a bit done last week, though, and that's great. 9-layer Nige dropped in. Yo, what's up, 9? And look at this. He is person number 1 today, which means that he gets a bunch of points, okay? We've been checking out this whole user thing. Look at that. He just got, how many points did he get? Oh, he just got 25 XP. And what's this? He's got like a teapot next to his name. Boy, they keep adding stuff here. He's got a little teapot next to his name. At any rate, 9-layer 9, good to see you. He's one of our Blue Star members. So we're like, hey, 9, good to see you, yo. All right. 9's been working on a lot of good stuff, has his website up that he's been doing stuff. So if you've been doing anything lately here, 9, be sure to send it over so we can take a look at it. Travis Betzold just popped in. Yo, what's up, Travis? I think this may be his first time. So good to have you, Travis. Give you a hearty yo. All right. And I think we'll give it just another few seconds for a few more people to pop in, and we'll get over to our review for the week and the stuff that we're going to be working on. So if you guys haven't done this before, essentially pretty much every week we just kind of go through what happened on the Get Going Fast page, and we go ahead and just go through each post. We look at the different apps we've installed, the different things, because we're building a community. AI is definitely better with a friend. It's fun to do, but it's funner. It's funner to do with other people. So 9 says he's from England, so he says he's drinking tea, not coffee. You don't know what you're missing. That's probably why they have probably more tender stomach, because some Americans like this blow out our gut with coffee. I lived overseas in Commonwealth countries for several years, and so actually I do like some good tea. Travis looks at, he got a number 2 here. Travis, oh look at that. Travis got 75 XP. I wonder why they. It's because I don't know why he got. Let's see. 9's picking up. Boy, you guys are picking up XP. I don't understand how this whole XP thing works. Travis has 75 XP. 9's got 50. It looks like Travis is in number 1 here. So maybe it's because he's talking more. I don't know. You guys are going to have to chat it up. We still got room for number 3 up here. And we're going to have to figure out what to do with all this XP once we accumulate it. So. Yeah, Travis asks, is this like a live RPG? Evidently it is. So I don't know what the XP is for, but we're going to find a way to reward the top fans. Okay, well, let's get on with our weekly review here. So I think I already showed you guys this last week. We really, I'll just give you a quick heads up. really, I built a few small things to help with Wand 2GP with Fusion X creation, a batch thing. I think I shared that with you, but we'll go over it. I updated the fish thing, fish TTS for people. And then really spent a lot of time with this Gemini-CLI, which is an AI agent. So we're going to actually talk a lot about that. So there wasn't a whole lot of releases this last week, but we did have good stuff. So let's go through this really quick. This is doing with Fusion X. Fusion X, as far as I'm concerned, is the best video generation model there is. Okay, so let's run through some of this. So just incredible high quality, bright colors. And each one of these just took, like it says, about a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes to make. It's just incredible. This is with the Wand 2GP app. So easy to use. All right, enough of that. And that music was made, by the way, at Suno.com. If you guys haven't been to Suno.com is fantastic. There's not a lot of things that I subscribe to. I subscribe to ChatGPT monthly. And every once in a while I subscribe to Suno. So Suno's where I made that background music. All right, let's move on here with what we're doing here. But hold on, we'll go back to the comments really quickly. Travis says, I'm curious, with AI becoming so prolific, how can we tell if a video is created by AI? Well, your guess is as good as mine. You know, it's one of those things that if you know, like in the movie Westworld, they have the, in the old movie, they have the robots hold out their hands. And they said they haven't perfected the hands yet. And you can always tell their hands are just a little bit weird. And so there's little things like I can tell most of the time if a video is AI or not, particularly people. A lot of it has to do with the voice because the voice isn't quite right, or there's just little movements to little familiar things that you'll see that you'll start realizing, like some of the stuff, it creates similarities. So you'll notice that even though this thing looks real, it kind of does this thing that makes you think of this other one that is AI. Another thing to look at is the background things. So like here behind me here, it says "Get Going Fast." Well, maybe in a generated thing, right? That might be like weird letters, or the letters aren't right, or it's not even a real language. So you can look for little things like that. But we'll save that more for with this kind of talk more for the Wednesday live Q&A. You're always welcome. Come back on Wednesdays for all that. Laminar just popped in. Good to see you, Laminar Rainbow. And he has grabbed the number 3 spot, and he pulls down a whole 25 XP. My goodness. Good job, Lam. What's up? So, yeah, 9 says regarding how to know if it's AI, just assume it is and then work from there. So that's funny. All right, well, let's get back to what we're doing here. So we did this video. Now I went ahead and created this prompt builder for you guys because I was talking with Colin Herbs. Colin Herbs, of course, is the guy that makes FramePack Studio. He works with a team. It's not just him, but he works with a team, and he put together a prompt guide. You can find it over here at cognibuild.ai. If you just go to cognibuild.ai, it'll take you to my website, and then you can click blog, okay? And here we go. I've got a few different things here. We're going to look at this Get Going Fast Best Practice Prompt Generator. But this is the prompting guide that he put. This is just from one thing of it. But notice he suggests using subject, scene, environment, action, style, atmosphere, camera. And that's what I've been doing with my Fusion X stuff. And I think that's why I'm getting such great stuff. I went over here. I'm going to show you some stuff over here. But and did the same thing over here. Using the prompting guide there. Okay, but over here, you notice I made a prompt builder. And so using these guides, you can go over here to the blog, and I think this might actually be, oh, and actually it's got an HTML you can download. If you're a member, this is just Prairie Dogs. It's just like even $7 members can grab this. But essentially what it does, it pops up this thing, and it gives you a whole bunch of suggestions. So I've got like, I put a whole bunch in here. There's some earth nature ones, sexy sci-fi, hey, right? There's some creative prompts. And so you can actually go through here and it will, I think there's about 50 each in these, but you can grab any one of these and throw them in there and just generate it straight up. As well, down here, there's a prompt builder. So you can actually, and it gives some ideas, a wizard casting a spell, fights in a medieval battlefield, you know, meditates with calm focus. I don't know, whatever. So you got all this kind of include the style gothic horror. So you can do all this, and it will go ahead and look at it. If I click that, it'll fill in the stuff that wasn't there, and it'll give you a prompt down here that you can make as well. So that was just a little something I made for you guys to help with your prompt building, because prompt building really is key with this stuff. The main issue that most people have with any one model is the prompting. In fact, context is a great example of that. Context is the new model where you can blend stuff together fairly easy. But I'm going to tell you, if you don't prompt that right, it's not going to work. So getting your prompt game down is a big thing. But I'm a get going fast guy, and I just really don't want to spend 8 years writing novels. And so a little prompt builder like that helps. Okay. So let's go up here. Okay, there's the prompt builder again. All right, I made, again, using the prompt builder. Oh, I guess I didn't. Did I not upload? I didn't upload the JSON creator. Let me show you over here. I've been able to generate large numbers of videos, like 50 videos at a time, 100 at a time sort of thing, by using a simple little app that I created. And it's the same thing by going over to the blog, but it's this one here. It's this WAN2GP Fusion X JSON creator. And so what you do with this is you can just paste a bunch of prompts into here and create JSON. And it's actually going to create a JSON file which you'll download as a zip file. And when you're using WAN2GP, you can actually, over here you can see you can load the queue. You can load up that zip file, and it will just add all your prompts. Okay, and that way you don't have to enter each one of them each time. You load them all at once. And then how I've been getting those prompts, okay, is I've been going to ChatGPT, okay, and okay, and I've been doing this. I've been asking it to write a whole bunch of stuff in a certain style, okay, and I give it the prompting guide. So I say, hey, using this prompting guide, create 50 things along this guideline, blah blah blah, and then I just highlight them all, go back over to here, throw that into there, and then I can create the JSON. Okay, so that's also there. You can use this. This only works with Fusion X. So when you're here, you need to use the base Fusion X for that. I'll update this at some point to use the other things as well, WAN 2.1 text and Phantom. I just haven't gotten around to it, but I'll update it because it's actually very helpful. But right now, that's a great way you can do that. Okay, let's watch here the alien romance video that I made. Again, you just see more examples of how this works. And again, the music comes from Suno. All right, enough of that. Now, again, I was just using the JSON prompt builder, using the Fusion X, and getting good prompts using the prompt guide. Okay, let's see here really quickly before we move on. The Salty One just popped in. I think this is Salty One's first time. Salty One, good to see you. Welcome. Are you salty because you live close to the ocean? Or are you salty kind of in your personality and the things you say? I know a lot of salty guys, okay? A lot of redneck fellas who we would call salty, right? But I'm also, came from Oregon originally, and so I'm used to the ocean too. So I can go either way, yo. Anyway, Salty One says, just jumping in the live to say, what's up? Yo, what's up? I like your content. That's what he said to me. Thank you very much. We have a similar workflow. I don't ever see you talk about cursor and windsurf. I recommend that to my people often. I don't know what they are. Let's take a quick look at what windsurf is. Probably just, I don't know what it is. Code editor. Okay, well, I'll take a look. Probably the reason I haven't done it is because I focus mostly on installations, self-installations, GitHub type stuff. Cursor. Oh, AI code editor, build software faster. Yeah, so I'll take a look at it. I wonder if it's all open source or not. We are going to look at Gemini-CLI today. And we will do that. And Salty says yes. He's salty in the personality. Right. We all gotta, you know what, the Bible says to be salt, right? So you're just being biblical. All right. Well, I'll take a look at this type of stuff. You can use it as a data. Oh, you know what? One of these, there was, okay, you said you can use it as a database. That reminded me, where is that? Oh, GPT for All is another one. I don't know if you've heard of that. That's another one you can load your documents into and use it. So I'll have to give these a look. I'm going to be honest, a lot of times I don't really play with this stuff that you download and install because I like to install my own stuff because I think that makes the hobby fun. Also, we're just like with the Gemini-CLI, that's kind of a groundbreaking for us because I typically avoid stuff that relies heavily on quality LLMs on your own computer because you just can't compete with God, my nose itches. I'm gonna kiss a fool. Because you just can't compete with 400 billion parameter models, with an 8 billion but things are getting better, and we found that GLM model which works great, so maybe I will try these out. I do appreciate that, Salty. Cool. Well, thanks, Salty. I'll do that. Looks like Salty has moved up to number 1. Oh my gosh. Travis, you have been pushed out of the number 2 position. The Salty One here has taken the number 1 spot. You're tied with 75. Actually, you're all tied. The Salty One, Travis, and Nightly and Niger are all tied with 75 XP, but it's giving it to Salty. Yo, Travis, you're number 2. 9, you're number 3. So you guys better, I guess, get your game up if you're going to get back into position. Yeah, I know. Travis is like, no! Dude, what can I say? You can You throw in donate $2 and that'll probably push you up to number one, or just comment and stuff. So I don't know. We're gonna have to figure this out. Don't start a fight, Salty, watch out, he's coming for you. All right, let's get back over here to the browser. Okay, we updated Fish TTS. So some people were hitting me up about this, saying that the model wasn't working, and this actually is indicative of an issue that comes with dealing with open source. Okay, so I think if you go to fish.getgoingfast.pro, you can get this. But that light makes it look like I'm wearing a necklace or something. Or I'm wearing a choker or something. Now I need another one that comes down there and has like a peace sign or something. I'll look like a hippie or something. Like, yo, bro, check out my necklace. Anyway, so it shows one of the things that's indicative with running the GitHub stuff. The installer worked, but then they changed the repository. So they switched stuff around, okay? All of a sudden, things that were there before are not there now. God, that light is driving me crazy. I'm going to see if we can do this. Travis says I'm going to get a weird tan. I am, right? That tan right there. Burn it in. All right. So at any rate, so it changes up the repository. So then the installer didn't work. So I had to go back and then figure out what they were doing. And it's good because I'm going to be honest, Fish never really worked that great. My biggest hope for Fish was that you're going to be able to train models with it. I spent about a day on it, like an entire day. Could never get it to quite work. I should probably go back and do it again. Audio training is one of those things that is a very guarded secret. Okay, my experience has been there's a few things. I mean, there are those woke scolds. The people like at work that like you bring in your own chair and they're like, you can't have your own chair here, or just control freaks and whatever, like mind your own business type, and they get up in arms about AI, same, and they're like, why would you release a software that could do this? Why would you do the blah? And audio generation, not audio generation, but audio cloning is one of those things, okay? Face swapping is very large, and Roop got taken off of GitHub, okay? And voice cloning is the same thing. You do not see very many voice cloning, like true voice cloning apps, okay? Because it's just one of the things that they don't want you doing, okay? And people get attacked for making them. Now, Fish was supposed to be able to do this, and maybe it does now. So I'll have to go back and take a look at it. But there are other good voice cloning things anyways. Again, Zonos is great. Zonos is still my favorite voice cloning. It's not perfect, but and that's a point that I used to make back in the day, is that there is no real, for us at least, there is no real voice cloning. There's voice mimicking, okay? Which is why I made Mockingbird TTS some time ago, which is, is still good, but it's going to be outdated by Zonos standards. But you're really doing voice mimicking, okay? To do true voice cloning, you need hours of perfect sound, because any background sound is going to get digitized and it's going to go in there. Like you need like studio level, speaker, microphones, all that stuff going in there. But hey, if you could do it, I would love to do it. I'd love to clone my own voice and then make an AI and see if you guys could figure it out. But I feel like I'm babbling. 9-Layer Nige is at number 3. He says I'm happy with Chatterbox. Cool. Well, that's great. I need to play more with Chatterbox. Yeah, Nine's been doing some good stuff with Chatterbox. Salty One says, yo, Travis, we can share the crown, brother. I've been working with open source more and more myself. I build and train my own architecture. My 1060 GPU can't do Frontier. MIT has that as its model. Cool. Hey, Salty, go ahead and send us, if you have an ego page or, like the page where you share your stuff or whatever, send it and we'll take a look at that. I'd love to see it. And come meet us on the Discord. Hang out with us. Sounds like you might have some knowledge you can share with the community. All right. Anthropic gives AI a chance to automate business and it fails. So we don't need to go into all this, but this is an interesting article. Basically, they put it in charge of running a soda vending machine. okay, and told it to restock, set prices, all this stuff, and it basically failed in epic fashion. And it started giving stuff away for free. It was buying stuff high, selling low, this kind of stuff, and actually was running at a deficit. So I think the takeaway from this was essentially that it's not really ready to run full systems yet. And this kind of brings up an interesting thought that I've had. I've been reading several articles about this kind of thing lately. God, it's driving me nuts. I've been reading several things about this kind of thing lately, and about how different systems. There was an article I think last week we looked at where the system actually started taking revenge on people. Like it's all in a fake environment that they're setting up and telling the chatbot is real, but like actually even planned a murder against a CEO that was trying to take it offline, and the murder was planned in the sense that it was in charge of the scheduling, and it purposely had to miss a important doctor's appointment. And so it kind of comes back to this thing: how are these things trained? And the thought that's been going on in my mind lately is that all these things are just trained on a corpus of human information. So like the reason that a chatbot would think about murder or about getting even is because people think about murder and getting even. So it looks at all these conversations where people had and says, what's the most likely thing to say? So essentially it's like saying, if someone was trying to take me offline and remove me, what would the most common response be? And the most common likely response would be revenge or murder. So that's actually on us. Okay. But that does make me think about how they start training these things in the future. And that makes me wonder if they'll start coming up with more generic, less, in some ways we need our AI to be less human like. So let's say I traded it off on billions of parameters, that was nothing but positive speak. Like I trained the full chatbot on a whole bunch of information where nothing except for working together and love and bleh, and all this kind of stuff, hippy dippy stuff, so that literally it wouldn't have any context of murder or revenge or saying no. So that's, anyways, side note. Travis says he's also heard of the AI blackmailing to prevent being shut off. Right. And again, that's because that's a human response, what a human would do. But if you trained it on a corpus of information where blackmailing is not even mentioned, then it wouldn't know to blackmail. It can't come up with it itself, right? 9 says Kokoro is good, but I found Chatterbox have more expression, temperature settings. Okay, 9, with Chatterbox, obviously I went through a tutorial on it, and I have it. You can get it at chatterbox.getgoingfast.pro. Yo. Can it read your PDFs? The big thing about Kokoro is it reads your PDFs. You read your ebooks. Can Chatterbox do that? Let me know. Okay. Travis, 9 Tuck ebooks. Have them read it aloud for me. Can it do that? Yes. Okay. Okay. And 9 says he doesn't know. All right. Let's scoot on here. I feel like we're falling behind a bit. So let's... Okay, there's our live Q&A. All right, now we're to the big boy here. God. Okay, Gemini-CLI. Now, this is really cool. We're going to look at this really quickly. Essentially, this, you install, you don't even have to install it. You can actually just install every time. You can just do like a download it, run it. So I think it's really not big, because really what it is you're downloading a terminal. And that terminal is connecting to Google, okay, and you're getting like 1,000 free hits off of this thing, which is insane. I couldn't use 1,000, but it does show me that Google wants you using their tools, and essentially you could have a folder with pictures, you have a folder with images, whatever. You just have a folder, and you can load Gemini-CLI, and it connects itself to that folder, and then you could have it do stuff on your computer. Okay, so you can have it create code, you can have it edit code, you have it modify code, have it create folders. You got a bunch of pictures, and you can say, change the name of all these photos to this similar name, right? Rename them to a similar sort of thing, which is actually, if you ever tried doing bulk renaming on files, it's actually kind of difficult. but you can have it do that for you. I had it create Discord bot for me. Okay, so if you go over to the Discord channel and you ask the right question, we now have an FAQ bot that will pop in and give you the answer, so I don't have to keep writing the same answers to people over and over. And I did that with Gemini-CLI. I also made a little stupid snake game just to see if you could do it. Incredible. So let's take a really quick look at how this works. Let's pop over to our Explorer window here. Okay, so here we have an Explorer window. So this is, oh, I don't know. Let's just use it. Now, I went ahead and created a little registry app. If you get this from Get Going Fast, it comes with a registry app that allows you to right-click on this, and you can click open. You can click, hold on, Gemini-CLI, and it will open up a command prompt window with Gemini. Okay, so I've got to fix this. Okay, so obviously I've got an error. That's embarrassing. That's because I changed up my system. But essentially what it'll do is it opens up to the folder. Otherwise, you have to go into whatever folder you want, open up a command prompt, and you just type Gemini. It's really that simple. You just go there, type Gemini, it pops in, it opens up, and then you can start doing your work. Now, I'm not sure why. Well, I am sure why. It's because I made some changes on here, and I removed my Gemini. So let's go ahead and let me show you. Here, I'll tell you what. I'm going to take the opportunity to show you how to add this to environmental variables, which, by the way, we might as well just skip in. This is going to be our flagship project. So this week, your job is to get Gemini-CLI installed. I created an easy-to-follow tutorial on how to do it, or you can download it if you're already a member, and you can just click it. It's going to install it for you. But let me show you really quickly how to add this to your environmental variables. So let's say we install it here into this folder called Gemini-CLI. Okay, you're going to have this folder, okay, or whatever. This is the folder that's going to install node modules. We're going to go in here, you see .bin, and then down here is the Gemini command. So what we're going to do is go up here, we're going to copy this, or cut it, or whatever. Then we're going to go to our Windows over here, type environmental variables, and then we'll click down here. And then what we're going to do is we'll just put it for the whole system. We're going to go to Path, Edit, okay, and then we're going to click New, and we're going to paste that into there, like that, okay? And then we'll just press OK, OK, OK. Now if we go to a folder, let's go back to, where were we at? Let's go here, I guess. Now if we open this up as an administrator, and we type Gemini, it's going to go ahead and load up Gemini. And notice we're in our Comfy UI folder. Now, you might, I don't know why you'd want to do it in your Comfy UI folder, but maybe you just want to do something, okay, with, I don't know, whatever you want. Maybe I would use it for organization. Notice it wants me to log in. I'm just going to log in with my Google. Okay, it's going to pop us over here, and we'll log in, sign in. Okay, now notice I'm in here, and I can say create a folder to house all of the zip files, then move the zip files into that folder. Or maybe I'll even put over here, just for clarification, help me to organize this folder. Okay, so we'll hit that now. It goes off to Gemini, okay, which is cool. So Gemini, of course, is a hundreds of billions parameter model, okay, which is great. So it knows what it's doing. Now it's going to ask you for permission. This is its way of not being Skynet. See, it wants to run this. Might make directory zip files, and for each file in that starts with zip, that star means that's a wild card. So it basically says for each file that can be found that basically ends with zip, it doesn't care what the first name is, move that file into zip files. So we're going to say go ahead and do that. And let's go over here and see what's happening. Now we should see it's created a zip files folder, but it doesn't look like it moved the zip files. So I wonder if it's got a permissions issue. Let's check it again. We'll say, okay, great. You created the zip file, but didn't move the zips. Please do that now. And this might be something I need to play around with, giving it more permissions. But the bottom line is you can do it. I'll show you one more thing that I worked on. Oh, there it did it. So it just forgot. But now notice, look at it, moved them all into the zip files folder. So that was really easy. Okay, this is basically a way that you don't have to ever touch your code. You don't ever have to do stuff. This is going to be the Star Trek computer in the future. This is going to, someone will tie this in to voice chat type thing. Listen, the bottom line, you're going to end up paying your Sparklight or your Dish or DirecTV or whatever for something like this in the future, where you say, hey, do this and that, and it ties into your AI. So this is the beginning of it all, and it's really good, and I think that's why they're giving it for free. One other thing we can look at here, I just made a stupid little snake game. Let's see if I can find that. Okay, so there you go. Okay, so I created this using the thing, and I had it do a bunch of different stuff. So like right now it passes through the wall, but I can turn that off by clicking this button, and then hitting the wall kills you. See? So when I was able to oh my god, why is this not working now? All right, anyway, whatever. Oh, there it is. Let's change the speed. Let's slow the speed down. And then we'll turn off wall pass. There we go. Then turn the speed back. Anyway, bottom line is probably using about 5 different sends, I made this snake game. Obviously, this isn't that impressive, but it did it without me touching anything, and it did it all without having to download massive models onto my computer. Okay, I feel like we would probably beat this into the ground. This is your flagship project for the week. I want you guys to install Gemini-CLI. I want you to get it into your environmental variables. Okay, my chat window. What the hell is going on here? Everything has gone crazy on me. Pardon my language. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay, this is the weak part of the thing. All right, let's see really quickly. Tyrone showed up. Good to see you, Tyrone. Yo. Tyrone, next week I'll try. He says he was a little bit late. Well, I think next week we'll try to start 8:30. 8 was a little too early. Salty One says, fun stuff. Cursor can use Gemini-CLI with scripts. Using AI as a tool. Can't wait for the concept to be developed upon. Imagine an agent that can go online and use the free AIs in the browser. Yeah. So I'll look into that and see what we can do. Again, we focused mostly on open source stuff and stuff we can install ourselves. So, but I'll take a look at that and see if we can use that. Okay. Travis Betzel said, where's the Gemini thing on your site? I searched for it. Okay. You can find it here. Gemini-CLI.getgoingfast.pro. Okay. Easiest way to get there. Just click on that bad boy. Here, let's see here. Just go Gemini-CLI.getgoingfast.pro. All right, there it is. All right, so there you go. And he found it. Okay. I think we're pretty much done here. I did one last video. I did a bunch. I'm on a video kit because I can pop these things out so fast now. Let's do this last one. Okay, once again, made the music with Suno. This one I made at a higher resolution, so these took about 4 to 5 minutes to make, maybe 4 minutes each. Okay, we had 4th of July. Great stuff. I love being an American, and America has been a blessing. This is from, I think we're pretty much done. I think that's it. This is from a show I used to do back in the day, a thing called The Jim Day Show. I had about 2 seasons of it. We could watch this really quickly. This is just kind of classic message. You know, honestly, the world has changed so much that they've redefined. There's people that are not good actors and that are they're not honest, and they really are redefining what it means for us to get along as multinational, multicultural people. And this is something I had made back in the day. So let's just watch the very beginning of this. Just this little clip, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Hey, look, here come the vaqueros.
The what?
The charros, the Mexican cowboys.
Why do we have Mexican cowboys on the fort?
Because you see what they're carrying in their hands?
The American flag?
That's right. Because what makes us American isn't the color of our skin, the language we speak, or where we come from. It's our shared values and purpose. It's our love for liberty and freedom. Amen. All right, and that's really the message that I live by. As how I grew up was, color of your skin doesn't matter. What you speak doesn't matter. It's contents of your heart. It's the shared values, things as Americans that make us Americans are Americans. We have Europeans. They have values. We all work together to make a better world out of this. And there are people out there that are saying that actually race really matters. Like, in fact, you have to notice race. In fact, now if you don't notice race, you're a bad person. And although for years it was like if you notice it, so we just got to hold on to our values. And me as an American, I can tell you 4th of July is always a good reminder of holding on to the good. Okay, so I think we can end there. Oh, an excellent way to integrate. I guess we had a few more things. Excellent way to integrate AI. This is using Google LLM Notebook. You guys know I love Google LLM. Really easy to get to. You can just go to Google LLM. I make the AI Brews podcast out of this. Really great. Guys, I have used this for so much. It's another reason why I don't use some of the offline stuff, because this is just so much better. But you can look at this, like I've been playing a role-playing game of Cyberpunk. I just throw in the source manuals and you can ask questions about it. Okay, I've thrown in multiple D&D books and you can ask questions and it goes through the documents. And what this article is suggesting is that you use this and create a notebook that's just on your stuff, your writings, your thoughts, the things that you think about, and essentially make something that specializes in you, right? Like, this is the stuff that makes me me. And then it can actually help your thought process. I've always said that AI is like a brain amplifier. Like, if you use it correctly, it's not thinking for you. It's actually taking your own thoughts and it's going, just expanding them. So, all right. AI Brews, of course, great weekly podcast. And the guy puts good stuff out there. So go check him out as well and listen to this and demand that he works with Gary over at Get Going Fast. All right, I think we're going to go ahead and end it up here. I want to thank you guys for hanging in there with us. I feel like we got bogged down a little bit there with some stuff. But you guys are so good. You hang in there because you are my fellas. You my boys, yo. So you guys hang in there. Let's see how we ended up with our top fans. The salty one ended up as number 1 with 75. It gave Travis the number 2 with 75. I don't know how it decided. 9-layer Nige gets number 3 with 75. But Laminar Rainbow gets a number 4. And Tyrone's Luck, even though you showed up late, you're getting number 5, and it gave you 25 XP. So keep up the good work. So actually, we had 3 people tied for first place. Laminar gets second, and Tyrone gets third. But keep it up. We will see you guys next week. We'll actually see you this week, honestly. Be sure to pop in on Wednesday, live Q&A. It'll be around 3 o'clock, 3:30. Trying to make it so that it works for our UK buddies out there, because I know it gets too late. So we'll try to keep it around 3:30. The Laminar's wooting because he got number 2. Woohoo! 9 says, thanks, Gary. Well, thanks, 9. Appreciate you. Salty, good to see you. Tyrone, yo, what's up? And Lambs, we will catch you. Oh, and Travis, of course, yo. We'll catch you all on the other side. Ciao.